Repair the Carrows. Fade in. Interior, boxcar, night. On a moving freight train, moonlight shoots through the open door of a boxcar, illuminating the face of Walker Carrow, 60s, grizzled hair and a beard like wool, who sits against the wall sleeping. Walker is awoken by a faint scratching sound that pierces through the rumblings of the train. He opens his eyes, and in the darkest corner of the boxcar, he discovers a FREIGHTHOPPER drawing in a notepad with a pencil. Walker gets startled, clutches his burlap sack. The man sees.
Ease up now. You don't have anything worth taking.
I'm supposed to trust a man who went through my belongings?
Walker watches cautiously as the FREIGHTHOPPER retrieves a bottle of whiskey out of his coat pocket and takes a sip.
No, but you can trust a man who offers you a share of his drink.
The man holds his drink. Walker regards the bottle and sighs.
I don't partake.
Why not?
I want to get to where I'm going in a straight line.
And where are you going, man who doesn't drink?
Walker ponders to himself. Dissolve 2. Interior, log cabin, morning. Resting on a wooden desk, cracked glazing splits the framed portrait of a young family consisting of a younger Walker, the father, a mother, the eldest daughter, the second oldest daughter, 2 twins, boy and girl, and a puppy, all smiling. In the background, Walker sits up in his cabin bed. He wipes his face with his shirt, opens his rusty eyes. On the gravel floor, he sees Jackson, full-grown Labrador retriever, a very good boy, the puppy in the portrait, who stands from his doggy bed and flaps his ears. Walker shushes Jackson, rises and performs a back-cracking stretch. He tucks the blanket over his wife, Colleen Carrow, 60s, the mother in the portrait. She coughs softly. Walker steps to the cabin door in his long johns. The cabin features a fireplace and chimney, a desk, a window, a wood stove, a small dining table with 3 chairs, and a kitchen counter. He steps into his boots and lumbers out the door. Exterior, log cabin, morning. Walker steps outside to see the Alaskan Wilderness. He takes in the sight of the orange sun rising behind a chain of mountains that slope into the blue lake below, of which the beach sits about 100 feet from the cabin. After a moment, he steps into an outhouse, shuts the door. Exterior, meat tree, later. Some yards from the cabin, hanging on a tree branch, is a set of animal ribs wrapped in plastic. The top of a wooden ladder leans itself against the branch, and up comes Walker, now dressed in a plaid shirt, pants, and suspenders. He unties the ribs from the tree and carries them down. Exterior, log cabin, moments later. Walker has the ribs displayed on a wooden table. The meat on the bones is too sparse. He grunts. Exterior, log cabin, morning. Walker grabs a homemade fishing pole off the rack next to the cabin door and makes his way to the lake. Jackson follows. Exterior, Blue Lake Beach, moments later. Walker sits on one of 2 wooden chairs that overlook the lake. Jackson rests on a doggy bed between the chairs. Walker casts his fishing line and waits. Later. Fishing pole in his hands, Walker dozes off, but he's awakened by a tug on his fishing line. He pulls the rod back and reels the line in. Pulls and reels, pulls and reels. He pops up from his chair. Jackson innocently watches as Walker grunts and grits his teeth, pulling hard on the fishing rod, getting tired. He digs his heels in the dirt and yanks hard, curling his back, grunts once more before the entire fishing rod snaps and he falls back into his chair. Walker breathes heavily as he recovers from the effort. He stands where he sees something in the water. A large halibut swims into and out of view. Walker chuckles in amazement at the fish's size. Jackson growls. Interior, log cabin, day. Walker throws on a brown and black plaid jacket, hangs a pair of binoculars around his neck. He retrieves his Springfield rifle from the wall, opens a small drawer in the desk, and withdraws some ammo. Moments later, Walker opens the door and Jackson trots outside. Walker follows, slaps on a bucket hat as he closes the door. Exterior, Blue Lake Beach, day. A few yards from the 2 chairs lies a beached canoe tied to a wooden post. Walker approaches with a packboard over his shoulder, which he places in the canoe along with his rifle. As he unties the rope from the post, Jackson jumps in the canoe. Walker then pushes the canoe into the lake, steps in just before his boots touch the water, and begins to paddle. Exterior, blue lake, day. The man and dog duo canoe across the lake. Dissolve to exterior, creek, day. The duo drink from a crystal clear creek. Walker then crosses the creek. Jackson doesn't. Walker waves him over.
Come on, boy.
Jackson steps back and whines. Walker sighs, walks back across the creek, picks up Jackson like a baby, and walks him over the creek so Jackson doesn't have to touch the water.
Scaredy cat.
Exterior, wilderness, day. Jackson patiently watches Walker pee against a tree. Once Walker buckles his pants, Jackson trots over and pees over Walker's urine. Exterior, train tracks, day. Walker and Jackson tread over a set of train tracks. Exterior, hillside, day. Behind a boulder, Walker has his rifle aimed at something rustling in some bushes 20 yards off. Jackson sits beside him, watching a butterfly flutter around his snout. Walker sees a female caribou wander out from the bushes, sniffing the lush grass. He tightens his grip on the rifle, rests his finger on the trigger, puts the animal's heart in his sights. Then, the butterfly lands on Jackson's nose and he sneezes. Distracted, Walker loses aim. The caribou gawks straight at him and freezes. He resets his aim on the animal and he sees a caribou calf stumble out from the bushes. Walker holds aim for a moment, sighs, then lowers his rifle. Exterior, train tracks, day. Walker and Jackson cross back over the same train tracks as earlier. Walker approaches a bush and takes a leak. The duo feel the ground tremble and hear rumblings of an oncoming freight train down the tracks. It blows its whistle. Walker buckles his pants. They both watch the train. As the train comes around the bend, the train conductor gives a friendly wave to Walker, who waves back. While watching the train pass, Walker catches a glimpse of 2 freight hoppers gawking back at him. Jackson's eye is caught by a squirrel perched on a log. The 2 animals stare each other down until the squirrel scampers off, and Jackson chases after it. Walker doesn't notice. The train fully passes. He ponders a bit, turns to see that Jackson is gone. Walker makes a face and continues his hike. Exterior, wilderness, day. Walker hikes through the woods alone. Suddenly, he hears something rustling in the bushes. It's Jackson, empty-mouthed. The duo proceed to tread through the trees. Exterior, wilderness, day. Walker and Jackson come in view of the lake far off down below. Off to the west, he sees a small dark dot in the grass. He squats and equips his binoculars. It's another caribou. This one is alone. Boom! Walker jumps. An echo of a faraway gunshot fills the air. He finds the caribou in his binoculars once again to see the animal lying dead in the grass. He pans his binoculars far off, down the lake, sees a hunter holding a smoking rifle.